on, and the reason why you all do not see my face yet is because I'm on daddy duty, and my wife is a school teacher, so she had to step in to cover for the after-school program at her school. So I will be on the camera about 15 minutes. So I want to let you all know that it's not that I'm trying to put on a costume for Halloween. But anyways, it was some humor to it. But I'm grateful to be back with you all. It's it was not a vacation. I say that, not a vacation, but my family, we are doing very well, and we are thankful for our daughter, who is now going on to be 6 months and 2 weeks. So she is growing up, so in front of our eyes. But
awesome.
Thank you all so much. And at this time, we're going to have our roll call by Carl and Duncan, and I call our October 28th, 2021 Human Relations Commission meeting, virtual meeting. I call it to order. At this time, we'll have our roll call by Secretary Ms. Carlin Duncan. And please reply by saying aye.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Chairperson Leak.
Present, aye.
Vice Chair Wiggins will join us shortly. Commissioner Bloomfield. Commissioner Haynes has requested an excused absence. Commissioner Preble has also requested an excused absence. Commissioner Price.
Present.
Commissioner Sarton should be joining us shortly. Commissioner Taylor.
Present.
Commissioner Thompson.
Present.
And Commissioner Usher.
Aye.
All right, thank you, Secretary. If we can get a motion to approve the excused absence.
No voting.
Oh, that's right. We have no quorum. I forgot. Okay. All right. Okay, we'll come back to that.
Yep.
I'm assuming there's another commissioner come on. Okay. All right. So therefore, we're going to move to our next item. We can't approve our minutes, so we will have to skip over that. Hopefully, everyone did have the time to look over the minutes.
Chair Leak, we would just ask that you all share with us any revisions or corrections you may have right now. For those who are on the call, we can certainly do that and take note of any corrections.
Okay, see that there are none. Okay, we will come back to that when another commissioner comes on. All right. So we're going to our chairperson updates. Item A, NDO ad hoc subcommittee update. And as you all know, we have been busy. The Human Relations Commission, the Human Relations Department has been busy, and Commissioner Price, as well Commissioner Thompson, they have been doing a great job in regards to subbing this committee. And so with that said, I'm going to give it to Ms. Wanda Abrahad to update us on that, because since I've been out, I don't want to give out any information that is not relevant. But I did attend one of the meetings. So with that said, I'm going to pass it to Ms. Wanda Abrahad to give us an update. That's fine.
Thank you, Chair League. Yes, hey, everybody. I know we've already been talking, but since we are live streaming, yes, I'm Wanda Allen Abrahad, and I will be happy to defer to our two Human Relations Commissioners who share the chairmanship or chairpersonship of the NDO Study Subcommittee. And as Chairperson Leak indicated, that would be Commissioner Josh Price and Commissioner Melissa Thompson. So I defer to you.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Thank you, Commissioner Price.
Sure. And yeah, I'll go ahead. But Commissioner Thompson, if you want to jump in and fill in any blanks, please go ahead. So yes, we have met. Oh geez, I'm losing my numbers now. Twice or three times? 3 times now, right? Yes. And we have our next meeting next week, if I recall correctly. And we are moving. We have divided up into subcommittees is not the right word, but groups underneath the subcommittee to look into particular areas of service and around the city, where we can both examine what services and I should have written this down apparently, but examine what services and things are available to the LGBTQIA+ population, and then from that point make recommendations potentially on training, extra services, extra attention, extra celebration, and any kind of extra things that they want to recommend to excuse me, to city council through the memo that they're going to work on over this 18-month period, or potentially shorter if they finish it earlier. So yeah, so we've divided up into several groups, and the groups have all met within each other and are really, I would say at this point, still primarily in the fact-finding arena, where they are looking into their particular area, like social services or not marketing. What was that?
Okay, so the five groups.
Hey, Carlin.
Yeah.
I don't have to link the Zoom to the meeting. I have it for the trust talk.
Ruth will be here. Okay.
Yeah, Melissa, if you've got this, that'd be great. I'm sorry, I should have prepared.
The five groups that we have are housing, economic mobility, outreach and visibility, city facilities, and social services. So each of these focus groups have set up different meetings together to talk about what training and resources are currently available, and then just putting together the recommendations for how the city can move forward to prepare both businesses and the individuals for the changes coming up with the non-discrimination ordinance in January.
And Chair Leak, as the commissioner stated, these work groups will formulate a report. And this report at the end of the 18-month period will be prepared for the Human Relations Commission's review, so that then it can move on to the city council for their ultimate information and action. So basically what we've already heard from the NDO study subcommittee is that it's quite possible that they will not need the full 18 months. It seems like a few of the members feel pretty confident that this report may end up coming to fruition before the 18 months are up. And so the 18 months would be up in January of 2023, if I'm not mistaken. And so I think that, again, for some, they're thinking it could be that the report will be complete sometime next year. So we'll just see how that goes.
I would agree with that. I think that's reasonable. I think there's been some initial delays, just kind of getting the full population moving. But I think once they are moving, there's a few leaders and vocal people there in a great way who will kind of drive this to completion, and I think that's wonderful. So but everyone's getting their voice heard. We've had a lot of different ideas from different areas of the council, both the people who are very vocal naturally and the people who aren't, and so it's been a really wonderful experience so far.
Yeah.
And of course, we are really appreciative of having the support of our city council member Kevin Mundy. He has been indispensable, such an asset to help us in terms of guiding and thinking about different ways of achieving what is sought to be achieved as a result of the non-discrimination subcommittee. So we are really appreciative of Councilmember Mundy for that too.
Very much so. But that's all. Any thoughts or questions? Great. I'll go back on mute.
Okay, thank you all so much for that, Commissioner Price and Commissioner Thompson. I thought I heard Commissioner Sarton. Is she on now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that means we do have a quorum, so we can go back to the approval of minutes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's go back to item 3, the approval of minutes, and then I'll go back to our my update in regards to holiday meeting schedule. In regards to our minutes, I hope everyone has had the time to review the minutes, and I saw that there were no revisions that was needed. So at this time, I will call for a vote.
So Chair Leak, you need a motion, correct?
Yeah, motion correct. I see what we have to do is that we have to go around the room like we did before, since we're on Zoom. Okay, so let's
Wait,
okay. So we're gonna do a motion first, and then I'll call each commissioner by their preference for the vote.
I make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the August meeting.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Thompson. There's a motion by Commissioner Thompson to approve the last summary of last meeting minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Price. Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Roll call vote.
Roll call. I'm sorry. All right. Let me go back. Okay, Commissioner Thompson, what's your preference?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Price?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Taylor?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Usher?
Aye.
Thank you. And Commissioner Sarton?
Aye.
Thank you. And of course, Chair Leak is aye. Any nays? Any opposed? All right. The ayes have it. There is no discussion. All right. Thank you so much.
Chair Leak, could you all go back and approve the request for excused absences?
That's right. Okay. Is there a motion to approve the request for the excused absence?
Motion to approve the excused absence requests.
Thank you. Motion by Commissioner Price. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Sarton. Commissioner Thompson, your preference, please. Thank you. Commissioner Price.
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Taylor.
Aye.
Commissioner Taylor.
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Usher.
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Sarton.
Aye.
All right. Thank you. And of course, Shirley is aye as well. Any opposed? Any discussions? All right. The ayes have it. Thank you so much for that. All right. The next item, we're going to go back to the chairperson updates. In regards to our holiday meeting schedule, I tell you, the time is moving by so fast. It's like yesterday was July. Now we're going to November next week. So with that said, we need to make a decision in regards to moving our next HRC meeting day up a week ahead in regards to the Thanksgiving holiday schedule, because we do know we meet on the fourth Thursday of every month. So therefore, we will have a discussion in regards to moving that meeting date up. And I will let you all know it right now that if we do decide to move it a week up, which will be, I think, the 18th, I will not be able to attend that meeting. I have a work commitment on a third Thursday. So, but I'm confident that Vice Chair Wiggins can step in for us.
I could make it a week early.
I could too.
If we have enough people that we think we could have a quorum, that seems a reasonable answer.
Okay. All right. And I will say this. The meeting that I have for my job does start at 6:30, so I probably can be on for about an hour. Well, yeah, I probably on an hour. I gotta hop off at 6:30. So after that, I'll need Vice Chair Wiggins to take over.
Okay.
Ms. Wanda, if that's fine.
Yes, and Chair Leak, your meetings typically last an hour unless you all have extensive business to discuss or you have guests who are doing a presentation. So hopefully you'll be fine with just that 1 hour meeting in November.
Okay, but then I'll be able to make that then. I can do it.
Okay.
All right.
So Chair Leak, do you need a motion?
Yes, I think Commissioner Price had a discussion.
Oh, that's no problem. Yeah, thank you. I was just basically going to ask if there were any other thoughts, or anyone thought that they could not make it that day. Okay, well, given that, I will motion to move the November meeting up a week early to what we believe is, I should probably check it before I say the 18th.
Yes,
Correct.
it is.
Okay, perfect. To the
At
18th,
5:30?
same time at
5:30?
5:30. Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner.
Second.
I think Commissioner Price, it was motioned by Commissioner Price to move our next HRC board meeting, commissioner meeting on November the 18th. I've been to so many meetings this week, so I'm sorry.
That's fine.
And there was second by Commissioner Thompson. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Thompson. At this time, we're gonna go around the circle again. Commissioner Taylor, what's your preference?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Usher?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Sarton?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Thompson?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Price?
Aye.
All right, thank you. And of course, Chair Lee gets aye. Any opposed? Any discussions? All right, the ayes have it, and we will meet on Thursday, November 18th at 5:30 p.m. by virtual Zoom. And those are my updates thus far. And at this time, we're going to go to our next item, which is our committee reports. And we're going to start with community relations, and that is Commissioner Sarton.
Chair Leak, may I jump in just for a second before Commissioner
yes.
Sarton reports? Did you want to discuss December and the fact that December is a month that the commission has traditionally not met due to open house, and we don't know if we're going to have open house. We would like to have open house this year. We're going to see if that would be something that's a possibility, if there are safety precautions in place. But I just wanted to make sure we didn't forget December.
Okay, so do we have a discussion in regards to, now are we going to have, well, because COVID. Yeah.
So we don't know yet about open house. That's something we haven't explored, but traditionally the HRC has not met in December, but it's up to you all.
Okay. Well, you all know the fourth Thursday. I think this year is on Christmas, I think. So
it's 2 days before Christmas.
2 days before Christmas. Okay. All right. You all know typically that we do have an open house at City Hall, but given because of COVID, that has changed. So
but we don't know. We don't know. It could be December 17th if we do it.
Okay.
But that always stood in place of the meeting. And of course, it's during the day because it's a luncheon.
Correct. Okay, so do we need to make that?
Can you remind me what open house is? Sorry. I'm sure we did it a few years ago, but my memory is slipping.
Commissioner Price, I don't know that you've ever attended an open house. You are Commissioner Thompson.
The best thing ever.
That's what we've been hearing.
So much
How's the
fun.
food, Commissioner Sarton?
I will wear a mask and I will use sanitizer. And if we are able to do it in person, I think it would be a wonderful way to go into the holiday, to be able to come together if we can do it safely.
It is so, and everybody enjoys it. All the City Hall, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
And really what open house is this the commission and department's way of thanking our community stakeholders and partners for the year of successes that we've had. It's a celebration of sorts for the various holidays that occur in December. A lot of city employees come and we set up a lunch buffet in the hallway on the first floor of City Hall. And the commissioners are there to greet people and to talk to people. The commissioners take a traditional picture every year on the main stairwell of our City Hall right there by the guard's desk. And we use that throughout the year. And so it's just a festive time. And people grab their plates. We usually cater Jamaican food, and people will grab their plates and they, there's really not a place to sit down, so there shouldn't be a big issue with that. But for some who would like to open up our offices, people are free to take a tour of our suite. And now, just in case you all didn't realize it, but I'll get into it later, we have extended our space now. And so there'll be additional space for people to tour, or if they do need to sit down, they can do so. But really, there's nowhere to congregate other than when they get their plates. And we can hopefully make it so that people are spaced apart and that they're masked. But we just have to check City Hall protocols. We don't know that that will be allowed. So that's why I'm just saying this tentatively, but that is what open house is. And we always have a great turnout with our collaborators and partners in the community. Legal aid, the housing authority, other city departments like police and community development, HR, marketing. I mean, it's just all kinds of people who come and share that day with us.
Okay, great.
And the other boards and commissions come too. The other boards that we work with are there as well.
Wanda, when do you think that we could get some updates on protocols that are in place? When's a reasonable time to think at our next meeting, November?
We may have a better idea by then. I don't know, because again, all of us are playing this by ear. We don't know what the numbers will do. Right. And it's going to be a call that the mayor would have to make. And I know he bases it on the science that he gets from the state and the federal government. So it's just one of those things I can't predict, but I'm hoping that as the date draws nearer, we will have a better idea.
Okay.
Yes. But as soon as we know, you all will know.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, then regarding the December meeting, I mean, we could either just leave it unsaid, which would by default mean that we are going to meet, I would assume, or we could go ahead and vote to cancel it under the thoughts that hopefully we'll have the open house, or if not, that we may have trouble getting a quorum on December 23rd anyway. I don't know, I can see both ways. Or we can just push it to next month and decide then. But the only risk there is, what if we have trouble getting a quorum next month for whatever reason? So.
Okay.
So Chair Leak, I think you need a motion to either meet in December or not meet in December, because the November meeting y'all voted on, and then you do meet in January, because that's a standing meeting month for you. So it would just be a matter of someone making a motion at this point, Chair Leak.
I make a motion that we cancel the December meeting.
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you so much. There was a motion to cancel the December meeting by Commissioner Thompson. It was seconded by Commissioner Price. At this time, we're going to go around the room for your preference. Commissioner Taylor?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Usher?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Sarton?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Thompson?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Price?
Aye.
Thank you. And of course, Chair Leak is aye as well. Hopefully we will be able to hear some good news about having open house in December for just to have some Jamaican food. But I do want to concur what Ms. Wanda stated as well, because I was in City Hall last week, and there are a lot of restrictions now that are in place. I couldn't even go visit one of the staff members. I had to be escorted by a security guard. And so there are a lot of safeguards are in place, and some of the areas that were seating areas and some of the staff's offices are no longer there. So all we can do is pray for the best, and we'll see how things move forward that way. So, but I know Ms. Wanda Abraham will keep us updated in regards to the open house. All right, thank you for your vote for that. And now this time we'll go to our committee reports with Commissioner Sarton for community relations.
And I have asked Jamie to report because I've kind of been AWOL. So, and I apologize.
Commissioner Sarton, I'm happy to help you out here. So the first thing is Trust Talks. We do have a gun violence focused Trust Talks on November 16th. That'll be held virtually at 5:30 p.m. and we will do small group discussions. And as always, we would love to have a few of our commissioners to support the small group facilitation. So if any of you are interested in doing that, please let us know. And I will go ahead and ask if Chair Leak or Wanda would like to add anything to Trust Talks before I move on to the next one.
Well, thank you, Jamie. I was just going to say that if anyone knows now that they would like to be a small group facilitator, we can go ahead and note that, because we do need to know. Thank you, Commissioner Thompson. We do need to know that as soon as possible, because we're planning to have the 4 breakout groups like we usually do.
I can
And
do
again,
one.
great.
I tested the QR code too. Yeah, I tested the, I'm sorry, I tested the QR code and it works, so I'm signed up.
Awesome. So that means that you would be willing to be a facilitator? Great.
Yes, we have Commissioners Thompson and Price, so thanks to you both.
Great. So the other item is the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Young Dreamers Awards. Nominations are coming up within the next week. The website will be updated with the 2022 nomination form. And we will be asking that those nominations are submitted by December 10th.
And Jamie, just to go back, Chair Leak, were you planning to facilitate a small group discussion?
Yes, I saw something come up on my calendar for work, but right now I should be able to. I'm gonna talk to you about that. About facilitating, but as right now, I'm kind of iffy right now in regards to facilitating a small discussion. I have something come up on my calendar for work.
Okay, and I think that Commissioner Wiggins kind of expressed an interest, but I'm not sure about that either. But if you're interested, we welcome you to do that, because again, the whole point of Trust Talks is for it to be commission facilitated, because the commissioners are neutral. You know, commissioners are peacemakers and the facilitators for the community. And so we really strongly encourage you to delve into this. You know, this is a very big hot button issue in the community about gun violence. And Commissioner Sarton and Chair Leak have been a part of the planning committee meetings that we've been having with police. And so I don't know if either of you would like to share some of the thoughts and plans with the rest of the commission at this point.
Yes, I was going to say that this is probably one of the most important trust talks that we have had just this far. And it's very unique because if you all know that what's been going on in our city in regards to gun violence. And so to give the time for our young people the space to speak about the issues that they are going through in their school, but also in their community as well. And so there was a discussion in regards to having the trust talks in an open space, but of course, I disagreed with that only because of due to COVID. And so we're going to have trust talks virtual. And if any of you all could remember when we did our first neighborhood associations trust talks last year, it worked out very, very well. So we were still able to break up into groups, and individuals were able to be vocal in regards to the issues that are relevant in their neighborhood. So it's going to be the same concept for our trust talks for in November. But with that said, we do have support from within the police department, and we're also going to have some resources to be available to our youth as well. If they feel that they're in a situation that it is not positive, they can be able to obtain some resources or join an organization that can um, uh, help them with their self-esteem, so they will not turn to violence in our communities. The second thing I want to say as well was there was something else I was going to say. That's what happened when you're not a meetings. But I do want to say that we are looking forward to this discussion. I believe that our young people have a lot to say. Um, and even from our high school school relations forum, I saw there was a lot of great response to that. The youth were speaking about issues that are going on in their schools. So I would encourage all you all to try to clear your calendars. I'm gonna try to clear mine as well to participate in this unique trust talks that we're going to be presenting in November.
And Chair Leak, it might be a good thing to mention that we're anticipating Mayor Joines' participation. Of course, our chief, Katrina Thompson, who always participates in trust talks. We are going to have participation from the district attorney's office. I do believe one of the assistant district attorneys has already confirmed. And we're going to have participation and support from the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council, the JCPC, and they will be providing the list of resources in the community for youth or the parents of youth who may be affected by gun violence in some way, or even in just crime in general, to be able to go someplace productive, to be able to get assistance, or to be able to do things that are more productive and positive for their time. So they will be on hand as well. That's already been confirmed as well.
Correct.
So Commissioner Sarton, I know that you've been on and you expressed some thoughts about it too. Did we leave out anything?
I just think the school system has to be involved.
Agreed. So we can definitely look at seeing whether or not we could get the superintendent or someone from her office maybe to join in some capacity. We can look into that.
I think that's good. Yeah. And we are it is scheduled from 5:30 to 7:30. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So
7:30.
Yeah, and it's a reason behind that. Why we decided to extend the time. So and that's because of this issue that we are dealing with, but also we want to have some positive conversations in regards to presenting resources to our youth. So it's a reason why the time was extended. So like I said, it is going to be a unique trust talks because these are our youth, and we want to make sure that we can present something to them that will just help better them, their lives, and allow them to be better citizens as well. So.
Yes, I think you all said on the during the meeting that you wanted them to have tangible takeaways.
Correct. Yeah.
And just to have a bunch of conversation and just to hear from leaders and things like that, but to actually have some meaningful dialogue, which is what Trust Talks affords. That's the platform. That's the whole purpose, to have that meaningful one-on-one dialogue between the citizens and residents of Winston-Salem and the police department.
Yep.
So I think, Chair Leak, that's it for community relations.
All right, and I do want to say as well.
Thank you, Jamie.
I do want to say as well. I know Jamie stated about the Martin Luther King Dreamers Awards. Please, if you all know anyone that who is worthy of this award, please spread
the word to your colleagues, faith-based, your workplace, whatever it may be. But just remember that the values that Dr. Martin Luther King stood on. So it was this award is for individuals that who are sometimes not recognized, and so it's not individuals that who are already holding positions and are classified as leaders as right now in front of our eyes, but individuals that who are doing the work and they are worthy to be recognized, and they have not been mentioned yet in regards to the work they have completed in our city. So I want to just lift that up as well, because sometimes we do get some applications in that the day they already doing the work, and then the day they already have a position and a title associated with their name. So that's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for that. We're looking for individuals, unsung heroes. That's what I'll say, unsung heroes. So
yeah, and Charlie, unsung heroes between the age of 18 and 40. Between
that's
those.
right. Yeah. So please spread the word. Thank you all so much. All right, and item B is executive committee report. I think I already did my report with chair updates, correct? Okay. All right, we'll move to item C, hearing board, Commissioner Sonny Haynes.
In the absence of Commissioner Haynes, I would like to report that we don't have any updates from the hearing board. There are no fair housing cases currently pending.
All right, thank you. All right, we're going to move down to multicultural relations, and that's for Commissioner Preble. And Jamie, can you assist with that, please?
Sure, thank you. The Building Integrated Communities pipeline sessions have been on hold for the past year for in-person. We are going to resume with a virtual pipeline session on November 17th at 9 a.m. We're going to focus this one for service providers. World Relief is expecting a huge influx of arrivals this fiscal year. So we want to focus on making sure that our service providers are aware of what the pipeline sessions are about, and that they will support the newcomers attending those in the future. So that will be November 17th at 9 a.m. And that is virtual.
And Jamie, that's when you say newcomers and service providers, we're talking specifically about those who serve immigrants, refugees, and asylees.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
The next item was International Village. We did end up doing that virtually this year. It aired on Saturday, September 18th. Hopefully, if you have not seen it, it is still available to watch on the city's YouTube channel. And we are very appreciative of committee members that helped interview local businesses so that we could accompany the performances with showcasing our international food vendors and stores. So, and that is all for multicultural relations.
All right, thank you so much. Next is our New Horizons Fair Housing committee report. There is nothing to report at this time. However, we will be resuming meeting in 2022, and that's right around the corner. But I do want to lift this up real quick. Is that Ms. Wanda Abrahai, as well as the staff, and I think I'm the only commissioner that has been participating in the stakeholders eviction diversion committee. So what that is that we come together once a month. I think is it the third Thursday?
It's every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Yeah, right. That's
yes.
Every 2 weeks. Yeah. So and then it's also individuals who are also on the New Horizon Fair Housing Committee as well. But also DSS is present, Legal Aid is present, ESR, other nonprofit organizations who works in the housing arena. But with that said, I'm gonna make this short. Is that we knew that there was a challenge in regards to residents receiving resources, and you all know that the city as well the county has been awarded monies to assist residents for utilities as well rent. However, Ms. Wanda Allen Abraha, as well the staff, we just felt like that the message was not coming across clear, because first there was a situation about, it had to be COVID related, and then, some landlords were still trying to put residents out, and all those, those negative issues that were arising in our community. So with that said, we formed this committee to discuss the issues, but also to discuss how can we make it better for residents to obtain these resources. And that came from from the city as well as the county. And so I believe we're doing great work. The message is out there, yet there are some who still feels that they're trying to disqualify themselves in regards to not applying for the resources. But I think that's coming from because maybe they don't trust the information, or they don't trust the system. But with that said, is that we have had some pros out of this than cons. And so we have also been speaking with housing authority as well. A lot of times individuals think that the city owns with the housing authority. Is not that. It's two separate entities. So with that said, we know a situation with tenants who resides in public housing. So we saw that they were also affected by it as well in regards to potentially being evicted. And so we knew that we had to do something. And so every 2 weeks we do meet to discuss issues around evictions, but also of how can we deliver these resources to the residents in Winston-Salem, Forsyth County. And so there is some information. I know Ms. Wanda Allen Abraha did email us some information, a packet for residents to read, as well to understand the process of it. Now, the thing is that, when someone does apply for assistance, they're not going to get the check that same day. There is a process. At first, the process was kind of slow, but now I believe the county, as well the city, has expeditiously started to have those checks move a little bit more faster. So with that said, I wanted to lift that up. Ms. Wanda, you want to add something else to it, just in case I'm missing something?
I think you touched on the bulk of it, Chair League, and the main thing, the funds that you're referring to, of course, we're talking about ERAP funds.
Correct, I'm sorry, yeah.
ERAP funds, right. I mean, no, you said it perfectly, you described it perfectly. And ERAP is available to renters, to tenants in the city and county. And then, of course, RUMA is available to those who are homeowners who are having financial challenges and difficulties, particularly due to the effects and impacts of COVID-19. That's the bottom line for both ERAP and RUMA. And so people just didn't know how to get or access those funds, or try to qualify, or determine if they're eligible. And so that is what we've tried to do, as Chair Leak has said, is just try to clarify that information, have it available in both English and Spanish, make it as simple as possible, but just making sure that we have all of the community stakeholders working together so that we can communicate, have open lines. That's what human relations is all about. That's in our mission. We're supposed to facilitate and help people to communicate better as a part of just uniting the community. And so what we did was, like I said, brought those people together to just regularly talk, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. And it's not just amongst the nonprofits, it was amongst some of the governmental entities as well, just not having a full understanding of what others were doing. And so I agree with Chair Leak. I think it's been very fruitful, very productive. And we welcome you to drop in anytime you'd like to join. Just let one of us know. We'll make sure to share the link with you. But Chair Leak is on those calls every other week. And we just welcome you to participate. And our staff is on there too, Iris and Adolfo and Jamie. So we encourage you to participate. as you'd like.
Yeah. And again, if you know anyone that who is in a situation in regards to financially or utilities situation, please refer them to those services that is offered in regards to a system, and hopefully they'll be able to receive help. But again, those funds are available, and we just don't know until you apply. So that's all I can say. But with that said, I wish I took some notes earlier in regards to the numbers that we had at our meeting, but I have the wrong notebook in front of me. But anyways, if anybody's interested in attending that meeting, please feel free to do so.
And Chair Leak, the last thing is the Right to Counsel program. Commissioners, this is something that may interest you, is that the city has voted to fund legal aid $100,000 for a Right to Counsel program. And what that means is there will be an attorney available for free legal services to tenants who qualify. So they have to be low to moderate income tenants who are seeking assistance to avoid eviction. And so that's what the Right to Counsel program is all about. It is a national model. You will see that in many other cities across the United States. And so we're really happy to bring that to Winston-Salem. And that is the direct result of having these eviction diversion network meetings, or EDN meetings as we call them, with this committee of stakeholders across Winston-Salem and Forsyth County. And also, I would be remiss if I did not mention that Councilmember Dee Dee Adams also was a huge supporter of exploring the Right to Counsel program concept. And so again, as a result of all of that, we will be bringing that here. We're in the process now of cementing the contract terms and getting the deliverables kind of hammered out and all. So that will be coming in the near future. So just FYI. So hopefully it'll help a lot of people stay in their homes, because they will have, a lot of tenants don't have representation. A lot of the landlords do. They have legal representation, but a lot of tenants don't. And so this should be able to help quite a few tenants in our community. And hopefully, I mean, we'll see what happens after that first year, but that funding is intended to cover a year. So we'll see what happens thereafter. And this is from the ARPA funds that the city received.
That's fantastic. Thank you for the update.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, and our next item is student human relations, and that's Commissioner Vice Chair Wiggins, and she's not on, so we're going to have Jamie to read her report as well.
Thank you, Chair Leak. We had the Student Race Relations Forum again this year virtually. We had over 20 students on the panel. Their conversations, as always, were very enlightening and very just amazing. If you've not already viewed that airing, it is still on the city's YouTube channel. The next item is the Student Human Relations Awards. We are going to be planning this very soon, hopefully for an in-person, but as we've said for most items, we'll have to see about that. But just for kind of holding the date, it will be in February if it is in person. So, but the planning of that will start soon. And that is all.
All right, thank you so much, and thank you all to our commissioners for your outstanding job and your commitment in serving on these various committees. All right, moving to our next item, Director's Update from Ms. Wanda Allen Abba.
Thank you, Chair Leak. My comments will be brief. I've already touched on ARPA. The American Recovery, I shouldn't have done that, but anyway, ARPA, ARPA is an acronym, and it is intended to provide funding to governmental entities, whether it's local government, state government, and so forth, to help the communities to recover and transform even as a result of the impact of COVID. And so the ARPA funds have been released. The first half has been released to the city of Winston-Salem. And we have our staff who's involved. I'm on the steering committee, the internal steering committee for the funding initiative. And then Jamie and Adolfo and Myra have been assisting with public engagement to make sure that we reach as many citizens as we can with the networks and contacts that we have. And so that's been moving along. But again, the idea is to make sure that we provide an equity lens to what we do with ARPA. Now that segues into the fact that, yes, now we're more focused on equity than ever, because as you know, commissioners, we have merged with DEI. The DEI department was merged in with human relations. And so now we do human relations and diversity, equity, inclusion, which basically means that we continue to do what we do, but we're also lending more of an internal lens to what we do. And so ARPA is a good example. And so our contribution there so far has been just making sure that everyone is mindful of equity, to make sure that the ARPA funds are accessible to all persons in all communities and populations. And so we're looking at those who have been historically underserved, or those who've been historically denied the opportunity to have access to this type of funding opportunity. And so there was an equity worksheet that was created that is to be completed by those who apply for ARPA funding, to make sure that we're asking those questions about where they're located. Are they located in what is called a QCT, or a qualified census tract? And that is a federal governmental description of an area in the city that is really deemed or designated as being a majority minority, or is, majority low to moderate income. And so just making sure that we are enabling those entities that want to have access to that money, to those who are serving those QCTs, or either who are based in those QCTs. And so that's what the equity worksheet tries to get at, is just asking them pointed questions. Who are you serving? Where are you located? How do you think what you're doing is going to benefit this particular population, or any particular population? What are the challenges that you anticipate you may have, and so on? And so that's how we've been involved. And so we're real excited about the departments merging, and about our role with ARPA and other things as a result of that. And so we do have a new staff person. You will see Brittany Pitts here on the call. And Brittany is our new Equity Assurance Administrator. So Brittany, would you mind doing a self-introduction to the Human Relations Commission?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Brittany Pitts, and as Wanda stated, I am the Equity Assurance Administrator for the Human Relations / Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Department. I am so excited to be here, to see all of you wonderful faces, and just to get to learn more about the commission and exactly what it is that we do and all that we have to offer. So nice to see you all.
Brittany, tell them a little bit about your background.
So I have background in human resources as well as local government. I graduated this past May, so way long ago, but this past May from North Carolina Central University School of Law. I received my JD as well as my master's in public administration. So again, I am just happy to be here. I'm happy to do the work, and I'm ready to do the work as well.
And just FYI, Brittany received her undergraduate degree from North Carolina A&T State University. So she's somewhat conflicted, because you all know probably the A&T and Central are like arch rivals. And so she has background from both schools, but I tease her about that all the time. We're just real happy to have Brittany on board. And Brittany is actually located in the additional part of our department. Commissioners, those of you who are familiar with our suite, you will probably recall that when you walk out of our back door to our suite and go into the hallway, there's another door that used to go into what was the city council suites. Well, the city council, since the pandemic has started, has relocated to another part of the building upstairs. And so those offices in the back, I think there are about 7 or 8 offices, are a part of our department now. And so Brittany is back there, Myra is back there. And we also have offices for the pending NDO positions And we have an office for the pending equity and assurance coordinator that I mentioned earlier. And also there's an office for another position that may end up being an assistant director position. So we do have space now. We have space for an intern. And so when you come back, we'll make sure that you all take a tour of those additional spaces so that you can be more familiar with the way we've expanded. And so just wanted you to know we've been quite busy and we're really excited about it. And everybody's hit the ground running. Brittany and Myra have really hit Myra's our intern who's been with us for over a year, and they've really hit the ground running with trainings, DEI trainings, and Brittany's already done some research and reports and things like that. And she's only been with us for about 2 or 3 weeks now. So she's already busy. So I think that bodes well for what we can expect in the future with DEI and with NDO once we get those folks on board. So those are the staff updates. I don't know if anybody might have had any questions about the merger or staff. Okay, and HUD updates, we have great news. We had our HUD audit and we had absolutely no findings or issues on our HUD audit. We have a clean audit. It was a good one. And so we were quite pleased with that. We got the report back from HUD not long ago and a few weeks ago. So we had a clean audit this year. And as we always will, we usually do. I think from what I can recall, we've had a clean audit since I've been on board. So we always want to keep it that way. And so congratulations to the staff for doing such an awesome job. And that's all I've got. Thank you.
All right. All right, thank you, and welcome, Miss Brittany Pitts, to the HRC family. We are grateful that you are working with us, so we really appreciate it as well. And we're looking forward for the new employees that will be coming on board soon. So I would just think a few minutes ago, I remember we was having this discussion around this time, I think last year, in regards to expanding, and it looks like it's coming to pass. It's coming to pass. So good things come to those who wait. So, and I know we all can attest to we've been waiting a long time. So
yes,
yeah.
And Chair League, thank you to the Human Relations Commission. This, I don't think probably would have even happened without the support of the Human Relations Commission. You all have been behind us solidly, 100% throughout this whole process. As Chair Leak said, it's been probably more than a year. And I just want to thank you because you really have been the wind beneath our wings in terms of just helping us to stay afloat and to make sure that we stayed focused and continue to do the good job that we always aspire to do. And so you don't know how much your support means to me and to the staff as well. And so I think that this is just as much an accomplishment and a testament to your credibility as it is to ours. And so I just want to thank you and acknowledge that publicly. So thank you, commissioners.
Thank you. Thank you.
To you.
Thank you as well.
So you are now the
Thank
commission.
you. Yeah.
The DEI falls under you too now. It's not just us. So this is you're in this too. So we just thank you for that, and we will be training you and keeping you apprised as needed once this continues to evolve into what your expanded duties would be as well. Because again, it's going to touch employment and public accommodations out in the public, and then internally we'll be kind of putting more scrutiny into the things that the city does as far as practices and policies. So thank you.
All right, good work. At this time, we're going to hear from Adolfo in regards to our staff. Another staff report as well from Adolfo.
Thank you, Chair Leak. I'm going to try to be brief with our numbers for September. You will see that we had a total of 63 inquiries this month. That is a high number. Anything that we do over 60 it typically is a high number for us. So September was like that. You will see that I think that is the most important thing to report, that we had a high number of calls. Now, you will also see that we have 3 housing discrimination cases for the time being. Until September, we have had two more since that. So you will see it in the next report. And I think that's pretty much it. With our numbers, nothing extraordinary. Which, and as you can see, if we keep on going at this rate, we should hit our regular numbers. Remember that at the end of the year, we do typically anywhere close to 700 calls in a year, and more than between 12 HD cases. So I think if we keep it up like this, we should hit those numbers. That's my report. Thank you.
And I'm sorry, Chair Lee. Adolfo, with the 12 fair housing cases, or HD, meaning housing discrimination cases, we use those terms interchangeably. I think that HUD, for a city our size, has a threshold of, is it 8 cases per year for our population? They base it on population.
Yeah, it is 8 cases per year. They believe that is the absolute minimum that we should be able to do according to our size. Yes, our population size. Yes.
Okay, so we've been exceeding that without a problem, and so which is a good thing to note, because there are many jurisdictions who struggle to meet that threshold. So I just wanted to point that out.
And the reason for the high increase of calls is that it has to be related because of COVID and landlords, correct?
Yes, in the past 2, I think in the past 2 years, we've had an unusual number of calls, and we believe that those were because of COVID-19 and the possibility of evictions. But we saw that those calls never turned, that we were receiving the calls, but people were not filing fair housing complaints. And I never could really understand why, because at the beginning of the pandemic, we were expecting the opposite, that we were going to be absolutely floored and overwhelmed by fair housing complaints due to COVID and the evictions. But that scenario and that possibility never materialized. I don't know why. My guess is that probably people were just, trying to survive. They were just so concerned with being evicted, with not having a job, with having someone, that was sick in the family, or that they were just not filing complaints. Before that, in the Trump administration, it was the opposite. The first year of the Trump administration, I think we ended up with 18 cases or something like that, and then it was 22, and then 23. I mean, it was like we had a lot of cases, and I always call that the Trump effect. I mean, because I really believe it was related to it, because now that the administration is over, our numbers are starting to trend in our normal range. So I think he did have an effect on all the perception that we were all
discrimination,
having.
yeah.
And talking about the fair housing cases now.
Yes, fair housing cases.
Correct.
We've always had a strong number in landlord tenant, and we continue to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those were fair housing cases but anyway, so those are that's how our numbers are looking. As I said, with the pandemic started in full force sometime in February last year. And since that time, at the time we had like 10 or 12 cases already. And from March all the way to July, August, zero cases. It was incredible. And now it's starting to pick back up, I guess, as the pandemic starts also to leave us. Fortunately, that's how it's going to be. And that's how we are seeing here things in the office.
All right, thank you. Any questions for the staff? All right. I don't think we have any new business new business or community presentations. That's not from the staff. I don't see anything from the staff. Okay. All right. Well, if all hearts and minds are clear, okay, Adolfo, go ahead.
Just one thing that I would like to tell the commissioners to be aware of. We mentioned the ERAP funds. I was dealing today with a tenant that received ERAP funds from the city. The ERAP funds paid for August, September, October, and all the way to December this year. But they are trying to charge her late fees for August, September, and October. This was an independent landlord. And I was trying to explain to this landlord that she cannot do that. That's what I have been told about the ERAP funds. And even there is an agreement with that. And she's claiming she never saw an agreement. And she still insists that, well, after talking to me, she said, okay, I'm going to drop it. But anyway, I just want you to be aware of that. If they receive ERAP funds, landlords should not be charging late fees to tenants.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know we spoke about this at our eviction diversion meeting. I don't know if you all are aware, but I've heard at least 2 cases this week in regards to landlords who have tenants in their homes, and they are evicting their tenants because they need to sell the house. So we're living in some critical times. We really are. So, but thank you, Adolfo, for that. I appreciate that as well. All right. Any other comments, questions? All right. Well, if there are none, I'm going to attain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. All right, motion by to adjourn, Commissioner Thompson, second by Commissioner Taylor. Commissioner Price?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Taylor?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Usher?
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Sarton? Oh, she jumped out there. We lost her. Okay, Commissioner Thompson?
Aye.
Okay, Chair Leak, of course, is aye as well. Thank you all. Have a blessed night and have a blessed weekend as well. We appreciate all the work that you are doing for our commission. Thank you all. Please be safe.
You too.